2024 has been a year of transformative strides for St. Lucia's agricultural and fisheries sectors as the island moves closer to a more secure and sustainable food future. With a clear focus on resilience, innovation, and local empowerment, the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Food Security, and Rural Development has led efforts to strengthen the backbone of the nation's food system. From sustainable practice to community-driven initiatives, this year in review highlights how we are building a brighter, more food-secure tomorrow. The Independent Seafood Festival was a vibrant celebration of St. Lucia's culinary heritage and the vital role of fisheries in food security. Featuring an array of fresh local seafood, the event showcased sustainable practices and highlighted the importance of supporting local fisheries. Building on this commitment to food security, the ministry also hosted the 2024 International Food Festival in celebration of World Food Day. Centered around the theme, Right to Food for a Better Life and a Better Future, the festival featured local and international cuisines alongside products that strengthen St. Lucia's food security.
So we celebrated today in the spirit of an international food fair. The Ministry of Agriculture, previously we've had occasion to celebrate World Food Day with festivals such as the Mango Festival, the Seafood Festival, the Cassava and Coconut Festival, the Cocoa Festival, and today is an international festival where we bring together cultures, Mexican, Cuban, Taiwanese, St. Lucian, to celebrate the nutritional value of food and cultures.
The ministry's commitment to strengthening St. Lucia's agricultural landscape also included support for niche sectors like apiculture. A 3-day workshop focusing on modern beekeeping practices, value-added honey production, and public health standards was held for beekeepers.
We are looking at the impact of this in the supermarkets, in the chain lines, people buying honey, and to see a change in the product itself and the farmers to get certified in food handling so that they could sell to the larger markets.
Continuing its commitment to protecting natural resources, the ministry advanced the St. Lucia Land Degradation Neutrality Target Setting Program. Phase 2 focused on reforestation, sustainable farming, and land restoration.
Our gap was we had no soil data. Our soil data went back to the 50s and 60s and 70s, very old. And furthermore, if countries had that data, it did not have soil carbon as one of the indicators.
As we witness the adverse effects of climate change and on sustainable land practices, it is imperative that we take wise and bold actions to reverse those negative impacts and to achieve a land degradation neutral world.
35 dashing farmers in Fort St-Jacques have each received a financial boost of $1,500 to aid with ongoing challenges within the sector. The donation was facilitated by the Minister for Commerce, Manufacturing, Business Development, Cooperatives and Consumer Affairs, Honorable Emma Hippolyte, who is also the parliamentary representative for Soufrière Fort St-Jacques. Minister for Agriculture, Fisheries, Food Security and Rural Development, Honorable Alfred Prosper says the funding initiative is part of a larger government strategy to improve food security and export potential as they continue to recognize the essential role that agriculture plays in the socio-economic fabric of St. Lucia.
I believe, for our farmers, as we speak, they need that opportunity. They need to make money out of agriculture. They need to help St. Lucia reduce its food import bill. And I believe this is a very, very good project.
The impact of Hurricane Beryl in 2023 was a critical issue addressed by the Ministry of Agriculture, as Minister Honorable Alfred Prosper, along with officials, visited farms and fishing villages across the island to assess the damage. Many banana and plantain farmers reported significant losses, while fishing communities faced damage to boats and infrastructure. In response to the challenges faced by farmers, the government of St. Lucia distributed $1 million Eastern Caribbean dollars to aid recovery efforts. Delivered through check payments, the funds helped farmers invest in fertilizers, equipment, and other essentials, sustaining production during challenging times.
Nous gardons pas l'industrie ça because tout monde qui là, toute femme qui là, on est en famille, on est jusqu'à l'école, on peut payer bilou. We need the industry, but we must do the things that are right to ensure that we sustain the market forever. So I want to call on our farmers, in spite of all the assistance that we are giving you today, we must do what is right. We are in it together. We are in it as a country. Our cabinet, our government will continue to work with you and provide the support that you need. But do not let your guards down. Put in the right quality fruit in the boxes, and you will get your price and the money's worth for it. And you'll be able to depend on a regular, weekly, quarterly, whatever income period from the banana industry.
The government of St. Lucia also prioritized the livelihoods of fisherfolk with the unveiling of a new wooden jetty in Miku. This facility eases the challenges posed by sargassum seaweed, streamlining the landing process for fishermen and improving safety. A new washroom facility was also inaugurated, further supporting the welfare of the fishing community.
I want to thank the fisher people and the people of Miku for being patient with us, for being patient, having to wait for this necessity. They were patient. I want to thank them. And I want to say, as the Minister of Agriculture says, there are many more things for the fisher people in this country and for the farmers of St. Lucia.
To further strengthen the island's agricultural and fisheries sectors, the ministry launched the Agriculture and Fisheries Census. This initiative aimed to collect vital data that will help assess changes and trends in the sector. The census is an essential step toward better understanding the agricultural landscape and ensuring that policy decisions are grounded in real-time data.
Since the conduct of this last census of agriculture in 2007, there has been many catastrophic events which have impacted the physical and socio-economic landscape of the island. The Census of Agriculture and Fisheries will reveal a statistical picture of agricultural and fisheries landscape in St. Lucia.
In preparation for the 2025 Agriculture and Fisheries Census, a week-long pilot training session was held for supervisors to familiarize them with the computer-assisted personal interviewing technology. The training covered the census process, including logistics and resource needs, ensuring accurate data collection from farmers and fishermen.
So I must emphasize that the pilot census is an excellent opportunity to provide on-the-job training for all supervisory staff. Field coordinators and supervisors will be entrusted with the supervision of the field work of approximately or estimated 200 enumerators in January. And these persons come with different backgrounds, different dispositions. So it is important that the pilot training does not underestimate the value of becoming very much engaged in understanding what the requirements are as far as implementing the census and being part of the supervisory staff which is going to manage the field operations when we come to January.
The ministry has launched a 3-year tree crops project to boost food security, diversify agricultural exports, and enhance climate resilience. Running until March 2027, the project will cover 100 acres, focusing on establishing and restoring tree crop farms with key crops like soursop, coconut, breadfruit, avocado, and mango.
It's always beautiful to see something mushroom and come to fruition and nice, but we need to take it to the end point. That is, at the end of 3 years, we need to see livelihoods increase. We need to see productive lands. We need to see productive farmers, new farmers, and we need to see the ministry with visibility, probably setting the pathway for new areas in food security and food production.
The Ministry of Agriculture, with funding from the Taiwan ICDF, partnered with the Mushroom Collective to offer a workshop aimed at increasing young male involvement in agriculture. The training, part of a project to boost employment opportunities for vulnerable young males, engaged participants from local institutions.
What we see here is an opportunity for the students to obtain some training in in production of a commodity, which we know that is a demand for in St. Lucia, and could offer an opportunity for them to be involved in that value chain for mushroom production.
The St. Lucia Marketing Board celebrated a significant milestone with the official opening ceremony of a newly constructed compost house. As part of the ongoing efforts under the enhancement of the efficiency of production distribution supply chain of the fruit and vegetable sector project in its second term, this initiative aims to increase efficiency and build capacity within the agricultural sector.
This compost house will be used for St. Lucia Marketing Board to turn wasted fruit and vegetable into fertilizer that can be used to produce agricultural products. It can also be a training facility used to pass down knowledge and skills to other farmers. By utilizing wasted matter to produce fertilizer, we are not only reducing the burden of our landfills, but also creating a sustainable solution to enrich our soils and promote agricultural productivity.
Farmers were brought reprieve to the rising cost of agricultural and farming inputs, as Agriculture Minister Honorable Alfred Prosper, together with agriculture development officers from the Taiwanese CDF, engaged with farmers as they participated in a subsidized sale of agricultural inputs throughout the year.
As you know, inputs are what you put into the farm to get out your crops, right? So right now we are having specialized inputs. As we went along, the farmers requested different inputs from what we originally started with. So now we have extended the range of inputs that are on sale. So we have ground cover this time, different sizes according to your crops with different spacings. Even our drip lines have changed. So our meters are different. So the spacing are specific to certain crops as compared to just the one size that fits all. So we listen to our farmers, and then now we understand that as we are changing and farmers are getting more technologically savvy, we are making better inputs available or more relevant inputs available to them.
Annually, the 7-crop project, second phase, we plan to have 4 input sale in year 2024. And the first input sale we completed, and now it's time for the second turns of the input sale here in Dannery Station. And this time we provide the very good crates, peat moss, and fertilizer and air blower. So with the very, very good subsidized price, we hope through this input sale we can facilitate farmers to increase the productivity of crops and do the rehabilitation from the Hurricane Bureau.
The Agri Expo, leading the agricultural revolution, hosted by the Ministry of Agriculture and the Taiwan Technical Mission, spotlighted St. Lucia's agricultural strengths and advancements. Held in the heart of Castries, the expo attracted a diverse audience, including government officials, industry experts, and the wider public.
Each innovation represents a step forward in our collective efforts to build a more sustainable, resilient, and more secure food system. In order to achieve this, we cannot forget the stewardship led by Honorable Minister Alfred Prosper. His effort is advancing St. Lucia agricultural product is commendable.
I extend my heartfelt thanks to each one of you for your unwavering commitment to this cause. We are also deeply grateful to the people of Taiwan for their continued assistance. The support through the Taiwan Technical Mission has been the cornerstone of our success. Their expertise and resources have enabled us to implement cutting-edge practices and technologies that are transforming our agricultural landscape.
As part of the 7 Crops project, 42 farmers from Soufrière and surrounding areas graduated from a 6-week training program on good agricultural practices. The training covered essential topics like production management, pesticide safety, composting and marketing, aimed at improving agricultural productivity and sustainability.
We had 42 of you all. If every single one of you engage one person in your community, it means that 84% would have received some level of attention in the sector. And you may just do well by encouraging this person to get an interest or be interested in getting into in agriculture.
The Ministry of Agriculture, in collaboration with the Taiwan Technical Mission, hosted a training on okra cultivation and pest management, focusing on 5 new varieties. The varieties selected for their adaptability to St. Lucia's climate and higher resistance to pests are expected to increase yields across the island.
We want to have that diversification in the market, what farmers are used to, and to introduce some varieties which will cope better with the climatic conditions on island, and that will increase production for the farmers.
The St. Lucia Solid Waste Management Authority celebrated a milestone with the opening of a new compost processing shed at the Agro sanitary landfill. This initiative, under the 7 Crops project, aims to boost efficiency and capacity within the agriculture sector. A key development was the introduction of farmer input subsidies, allowing farmers to access bagged compost for just $10.
Composting is one of the simplest yet powerful actions we can take to reduce waste, restore the health of our soils, and help mitigate climate change. This covered facility will allow us to divert organic waste from landfills, offer a dedicated space to store agricultural residuals, and enhance the efficiency of producing compost by mitigating the unpredictable effect from rainfall or weather.
This facility symbolizes not only progress in waste management and agricultural development, but also a collective commitment to securing a healthier, more sustainable future for all St. Lucians.
The Building Resilience for Adaptation to Climate Change and Climate Variability in Agriculture in St. Lucia, the Breakfast Project, this year began tackling agricultural vulnerabilities by mapping sector challenges across the island. Launched in early 2023, the initiative focused on enhancing resilience against climate change, particularly through the use of geographic information services in agriculture.
Farming now has differed over the last 20-30 years in St. Lucia, as noticed, and we need to find creative ways to help reduce the negative consequences, both from extreme weather conditions, from pest and disease control. We have quite a bit of animals here that destroy our crops, and we need to come up with some strategies to deal with them. All in the aim of building resilience, not just getting rid of, but being able to promote sustainable agriculture for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years.
The Breakfast Project continued on the course of identifying vulnerabilities in the farming community as they focused in on developing a geographic information system. As part of the Vulnerability Assessment Initiative in the agriculture sector, agriculture stakeholders participated in the GIS session.
GIS enables you to do analysis of the biophysical resource, but it allows you to also integrate socio-economic information, who farmers are, where there is poverty, where there is a higher probability of erosion, where there are higher gradients or slopes of vulnerable soils. It also allows you to store that information and to share that information. So you're building a cadre of persons with that skill set so that tomorrow, post Breakfast Project, we have the ability to continue doing the analysis, the planning, and the management.
The Extension and Advisory Services Division of the Ministry of Agriculture, in collaboration with the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, conducted a 10-week farmer field school in Babonneau and Soufrière. The training focused on responsible pesticide management with the goal of minimizing the use of hazardous pesticides in cabbage and tomato production by testing safer alternatives. A graduation ceremony lauded the accomplishments of a cohort of 32 farmers.
The FAO is pleased to have partnered with the Ministry of Agriculture to deliver these farmers' field schools in Regions 1 and 2 and Region 6. Through the excellent facilitation of the Extension officers, the tenacity of the participants, capacity was built in both farming communities to reduce the use of hazardous pesticides in cabbage and tomato production by testing safer alternatives. Additionally, these farmer field schools were especially impactful as they exposed farmers to a wide range of topics aimed at creating sustainable livelihoods and profitable and resilient agribusinesses.
Approximately 50 farmers participated in a farmer field school in Region 7, focusing on cucumber production as part of the European Union-funded capacity building program under the ACP MES 3 initiative, coordinated by the FAO in collaboration with the local crop protection and extension officers. The training aimed to promote sustainable agriculture and integrated pest management to combat powdery mildew in cucumbers.
Last year we were here to actually train extension officer in this training methodology, farmer field school. And it's about, getting farmers to learn how they do best, and farmers learn by doing. But what we realize is that over the years in the Caribbean, we have been just doing training and visitation. So we sit in the office, we decide the training, and we go out and we deliver it. In most cases, we don't know if the farmers learn or not. What we know is that FFS, we go along what we call the crop phenology. So we go right along the crop cycle. So what we do, we find farmers with similar problems. So if they are cucumber farmers, we find farmers who are growing cucumbers and who are facing the disease problems.
With this same partnership, the FAO and the Ministry of Agriculture launched a technical cooperation program focused on climate-smart agriculture. This initiative aims to improve production, post-harvest practices, and market access for vegetable farmers in St. Lucia, with CARICOM's goal to reduce vegetable imports by 25% by 2025. The program seeks to boost domestic production.
Under the program, we aim to optimize productivity, leverage innovative green technologies, build capacity and skills of farmers and extension officers. The ministry will also benefit from the strengthening of policies and mechanisms to increase climate resilience, gender responsiveness, and value chain development.
With a development objective of strengthening the enabling environment for the blue economy, the Unleashing the Blue Economy of the Caribbean UBEC project reallocated funding to the Contingent Emergency Response Component, CERC, to address food insecurity with a specific focus on enhancing fisheries, livestock, and crop subsectors to reduce food insecurity in St. Lucia. Funded by the World Bank, the project saw the Ministry of Finance and UBEC sign an agreement to distribute 34,000 bags of fertilizer across the island's 8 agricultural regions over a set timeline.
Under the UBEC project, the Contingency Emergency Response Component was activated by the Government of St. Lucia in November of 2023. So what that signaled is that there were key activities within the project that had to be fast-tracked to address concerns regarding food security, regarding climate resilience, and generally to ensure that the key sectors, which are agriculture, specifically farming and fisheries, and solid waste management and tourism, that these industries receive the support they need in a critical and timely manner. Under the CERC, you would appreciate that fisheries and farming would receive that benefit immediately because of the risk of food security.
The UBEC project under the CERC began the distribution of 1,000 water tanks to livestock farmers island-wide, marking a significant step towards addressing food insecurity in the country. With a keen focus on enhancing the livestock subsector, the UBEC project aims to ensure a consistent water supply to sustain and strengthen livestock production.
Under Component 3 of this project and with funding from the World Bank, we are happy as UBEC to support the needs of livestock farmers, specifically as it relates to water security. The need was identified by the ministry based on their work in the field, but also on their relationship with farmers through the extension officers. It is well understood that a consistent supply of water is required not just for the normal operations of livestock farming, but also to facilitate expansion of the sector. Under Component 3 of the project, we will be addressing some of these barriers to expansion.
Because every year around this time, we go through a harsh, dry season. But we still expect the farmers to produce at the same level. We still expect to see the same amount of food by the market. We still expect to see the same amount of vehicles going to sell to marketing board, not realizing we are going through a period that is very challenging and difficult for our farmers. Today, with 1,000 gallon water tank, there must be a big difference compared with the other years, because those farmers will be prepared a lot more, because they would understand the impact and challenges that dry season can have with regards to water quality.
This project also saw the distribution of 2,000 water tanks to crop farmers across the country, as efforts continue to ensure a consistent water supply to help sustain and strengthen both crop and livestock production. Under the circ, 34,000 bags of lime calcium carbonate were also distributed to vegetable and banana planting farmers across St. Lucia. This initiative aims to improve soil health, enhance nutrient absorption from fertilizers, and support the growth of the banana and vegetable subsectors.
We are here to issue lime to farmers based on their acreage, knowing the importance of lime. You may be aware that if the lime is what that regulates the soil pH, and if the soil is too acidic, the plant is not able to absorb the nutrient in the soil. So what the lime does, it neutralizes the pH to allow the plant root to absorb the nutrient in the soil. So it is as important as applying fertilizer. And so the ministry has taken the initiative to make lime available to farmers so that farmers can use the lime and to understand the importance of liming. And that is what we are doing here today.
Fulfilling one of the actions under the UBEC project, the Ministry of Agriculture also introduced 20 new animal breeds to St. Lucia. Sourced from various states in the USA, these breeds, including cattle, sheep, goats, and pigs, were selected for their resilience and adaptability to the island's tropical conditions.
We started by finding a suitable vendor, finding an area, a part of the world where we were assured that we could get the type of animals who were not susceptible to the sort of diseases that we've seen in the past. We were looking at animals that could survive the temperatures here in St. Lucia. So we eventually found a ranch in the US that provided support. They were able to identify pigs, cattle, sheep, and goats, and help our own team to visit these farms, identify them, pick them out, house them in quarantine for a while before they were eventually brought to St. Lucia.
The Ministry of Agriculture to this end held a meeting with farmers, retailers, producers, and other key industry stakeholders to discuss and align key sectoral priorities with the government's plan for the National Breeding Program and the broader development of St. Lucia's livestock industry.
The ministry has outlined a comprehensive national breeding program focusing on improving the genetic quality of our livestock, enhancing productivity and ensuring sustainability. This program is designed not just to boost our output, but also to improve the livelihoods of our farmers, increase the profitability of our retailers, and optimize the operations of our feed mills.
A farm labor support program was also conducted running from June to December 2024, aimed at equipping a cadre of laborers with practical training in essential farming techniques. The program's core focus was to expose laborers to standardized methods of land preparation, planting, pruning, harvesting, and the safe application of chemicals.
Upon commencing my tenure as Minister for Agriculture, one of the most frequent voices challenged by the farmers is the unavailability of consistent supply of labor. In fact, there are many of the firm opinion that we must look to external sources of labor. The government of St. Lucia instead has opted to provide our people with the first opportunity to supply their services and to provide employment to persons who are willing and able. I wish to congratulate and thank all of you today for responding to the recruitment drive for farm workers.
Global Affairs Canada and the World University Services of Canada WUSC, through the Sustainable Agriculture in the Caribbean SAC project, commissioned the Black Bay Farmers Cooperative Vegetable Seedling Nursery, renovating the shade house and equipping it with the necessary tools to enhance the efficiency of seedling production. Support was extended towards cultivating grafted tomato seedlings, offering growers plants resilient to fusarium and bacterial wilt, in an effort to enable prolonged harvesting periods. Members of the cooperative also received hands-on training in vegetable grafting with over 200 farmers and extension officers.
I'm hearing from most of the farmers that last year had a tremendous void in tomato production. Apparently that's the highest that St. Lucia has seen in terms of the cost of production or even the price point that it's sold to consumers. And we don't want that. We don't want everybody to consume tomatoes. We know how important it is to men's health. And for the Black Bay Cooperative, a small injection of just over $17,080 motivated them to actually restore other greenhouses. I know they received the support of the government of St. Lucia as well. And it's important that through the grafting chambers and the training that they've learned throughout the years, they now have the capacity to do their own grafting, and they have a price point that the grafted seedlings can be sold to farmers.
Through the SAC project, Global Affairs Canada and WUSC partnered with the ministry to provide essential equipment for farmer field schools, including microscopes and pH meters. They also signed an integrated pest management agreement to launch tomato varietal trials, focusing on pest control for tomatoes, sweet potatoes, and cabbages. Over 100 farmers received critical inputs and training, aiming to improve crop quality and increase yields.
With this support, we will be able to identify and deal with critical pests affecting the production and the yield of those crops. But the difference is now that we have equipment to help us deal with that in real time. So we can, in the field, almost immediately identify what disease or what pest is affecting the crop, the particular crop, and instruct the farmer on what management practices and guidelines to institute to help them in a timely manner deal with any damage that may be caused.
As part of the SAC project, a biosymposium was also held to provide farmers and suppliers with insights into market demands, packaging, and quality expectations. The event aimed to foster connections between buyers and producers, promoting the consumption of locally grown foods, and enhancing sales and profitability.
The symposium serves as a platform to encourage knowledge sharing, discuss innovative techniques, and address challenges facing the industry. One of the ministry's objectives is to improve our food and nutrition security and sovereignty. Not only are we looking for food availability, but equally important is food accessibility. So it makes no sense in producing food and we cannot access it because we have no monies.
Through a collaborative effort between WUSC Caribbean and the Ministry of Agriculture and the St. Lucia National Conservation Fund, 7 local community groups were mobilized to enhance the livelihoods, food security, and resilience of vulnerable communities. This was achieved through a comprehensive training program on backyard gardening and sustainable agricultural practices.
It is important, of course, for us to ensure that producers like yourself are equipped in safeguarding food and nutrition security and sovereignty at a country level in St. Lucia, for the region, and globally. It is further evident that we must take this opportunity before us and embrace it. And I think it's time that we really heighten a call of action of us all to eat what we grow and eat local.
The Department of Fisheries, in partnership with the Japan International Cooperation Agency JICA, convened a comprehensive week-long seminar in St. Lucia, focusing on fisheries data analysis techniques, utilizing the R statistical program to advance fisheries and aquaculture management practices within the CARICOM countries. The undertaking was yet another output of the Coast Fish Project.
So from this training, what we have learned is how to analyze particular data based on either bit on fish or from drone data that was used in assessing the sea moss sector, and also some other statistical analysis tools in terms of GLM that we were introduced to, which can actually allow us to do our work better, which is informing our policymakers and our ministers on the direction they should go as it relates to fisheries.
And what it really looks to do is to build the capacity of fisheries officers from the various project countries in data analysis and management, data management. So it is really using data that is collected in fisheries to inform decision making. And the focus this time around was both in the capture fisheries and aquaculture.
In a significant move to enhance sustainable fishing practices and promote local culinary traditions, the Japan International Cooperation Agency, alongside the Department of Fisheries, held a training session on local fish salting under the broader Coast Fish Initiative. This project aims to strengthen the sustainable use and management of coastal fisheries resources across 6 CARICOM countries, including St. Lucia. As part of proactive measures against African swine fever, the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, ICA, provided the Ministry of Agriculture with key diagnostic equipment to safeguard St. Lucia's swine sector. Although ASF poses no risk to humans, its potential impact on swine could lead to significant losses for farmers and disruptions in pork supply.
As a result of this emergence, the need for increased preparedness and control of the African swine fever is now a priority for many countries in the region, including St. Lucia. In this connection, St. Lucia is currently home to an undisclosed number of feral pigs that have escaped from domesticated swine farms. And these feral pigs live and forage throughout forested areas and the disease status of these pigs is also unknown, since no studies have been carried out on this population in St. Lucia. Therefore, understanding the disease status and the overall health of these feral pigs will be important factors that will aid in the critical assessment of disease intervention and population control measures.
ICA held its annual accountability seminar in St. Lucia, where it reviewed and reported on its initiatives for the year. The seminar emphasized transparency and accountability, highlighting ICA's contribution to the agriculture sector and its alignment with sustainable development goals. A key focus for 2024 was increasing the agriculture sector's contribution to economic growth. ICA supported rural communities by improving food production systems, fostering the development of the local mushroom industry, and creating a bioeconomic framework to promote sustainable agriculture practices.
Food security is about more than just providing enough food. It is about guaranteeing quality nutrition, supporting smallholder farmers, and building resilient food systems. By investing in rural women's skills and resources, we can transform agricultural productivity, reduce food waste, and catalyze communities that are food secure.
Accountability is critical, and ICA is a sterling institution that plays a vibrant role in driving sustainable development, fostering food security, and building resilience in agricultural systems across the Caribbean. However, the true impact of the institution can only be sustained through a strong framework of accountability. Accountability ensures transparency in the use of resources, alignment with the needs of local communities, and effective execution of programs. It also fosters trust among stakeholders, including governments, farmers, and donors, which is essential for maintaining support and collaboration. Furthermore, accountability encourages continuous improvement, enabling the institution to evaluate its progress, adapt to emerging challenges such as climate change, and remain responsive to the evolving needs of the agricultural sector.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we reflect on the year gone by, I am proud to say that we've truly made strides in transforming our agricultural and fisheries sectors. Together with our dedicated partners, we've put St. Lucia on a path toward resilience, sustainability, and innovation. From distributing lime and fertilizers to tackling food security through strategic interventions like the Unleashing the Blue Economy project, we've ensured that our farmers and fishers are not just surviving, but thriving. We've made smart moves to empower our youth and women, ramped up sustainable practices, and even got our farmers to embrace climate-smart technologies, which are essential. But we didn't stop there. We kicked off initiatives that took our sector's productivity to new heights, from farmer field schools and training programs that brought out the best in our local talent, to signing agreements that will ensure we're ready for whatever challenges climate change throws our way. We've truly laid the foundation for long-term success. To our farmers, fishers, sector partners, and all those who've been a part of this journey, we see you, we support you, and let's make sure 2025 continues to build on these successes. Through hard work and determination, we will keep pushing boundaries and making the agricultural sector something to be proud of. Here's to a brighter, greener future.